stopped and reality TV took over the news. Some pundits were so angry they forgot what they were angry about.
Say I'm a rapist. A racist. I apologise, a racist.
Fortunately, on Level-Headed Question Time, true experts were on hand to offer a more considered view.
She's a beautiful lady, and they are slags, and it hurts to watch it.
Before long, it was impossible to talk or even think about anything without first stopping and thinking, hang on a minute, is this racist? I mean, is this racist? What about this? Is this racist? What about cats? Are they racist? Of course not. But they are if you put a sign saying racist next to them. Boo! Death to the racist! Just to make things worse, in my opinion, Channel 4's reaction was pretty ramshackle.
Oh, look at his T-shirt. For God's sake, you look like a B&Q assistant. I blame Channel 4 and Endemol for all world evils.
Incidentally, this programme is made by a company part owned by Endemol, which is why you'll see a familiar logo popping up on screen at the end of the programme.
But we might hold a phone vote to have it replaced with a slightly less contentious image.
Something like this. Anyway, back to the race war, and by now the media had identified the main culprit, i.e. the one who'd actually made the least racially iffy statements, but was definitely the loudest and the most well-known. Even badly drawn robots were angry at her.
As Fiona Phillips found out on the techno-friendly GMTV.
Jade Goody is an absolute disgrace to Britain.
Jade was soon begging for forgiveness that never came for being something she said she wasn't but had to apologise for anyway. I think she hates people and I hate her for that.
I am so sorry and I am so sorry.
Go on, cry yourself tolerant. Eventually, of course, Shilpa deservedly reigned supreme and all-out war was averted. There were supposed to be twice as many fireworks, but they were all extinguished by the execs breathing a huge communal sigh of relief when it was announced that she'd won. Anyway, that was Celebrity Big Brother 2007, and now I'm going to dance to some reggae to prove that I'm not racist. Oh, bloody Kingston, bloody town, ooh, bloody yeah.
When broadcasting material featuring demonstrations of hypnotic techniques,
The hypnotist must not broadcast his or her full verbal routine straight to camera, presumably in case they accidentally convince the entire nation it's a chicken or something and everybody in the country stands up as one and pecks their way through to the Earth's core. Could happen.
the use of illegal drugs, the abuse of drugs, smoking and the misuse of alcohol must not be condoned, encouraged or glamorised in programmes likely to be seen by under-18s.
For instance, smoking scenes from the Laugh-A-Minute cartoon Tom and Jerry have been voluntarily excised from repeat showings. In the bad old days when everyone died at the age of 25, people used to just light up on screen like they were French. Look, here's Richard O'Sullivan puffing his way through an interview on bland 1980s morning show Breakfast Time. Today it'd be more acceptable if he was just sitting there wanking.
Demonstrations of exorcism, the occult, the paranormal, divination or practices related to any of these that purport to be real, as opposed to entertainment, must be treated with due objectivity.
Even though the paranormal is bullshit. Case in point, Psychic Private Eyes, an incredibly tasteless paranormal investigation show in which
3 of Britain's most respected mediums have joined forces to reveal how their incredible gifts can be used to provide evidence where often the only witnesses are the dead. Colin Fry, Tony Stockwell and TJ Hicks will take on closed cases, help families find answers, unravel mysteries and illuminate the unexplained.
And they'll also stand around looking like a trio of gormless little chef workers on a day trip to Pissville. This is Tony, played here by Daffyd from Little Britain, and here's Colin, who perpetually resembles a rat trying to work out whether someone's just farted. Actually, there's no denying Rodent Face there is one of the biggest mediums in the country. I mean, come on, they don't just let anyone on Ready Steady Cook, you know, it's the nation's premier lowbrow cookery contest.
Is food important to the spiritual world then, Colin? I think when people first pass over, because they've had a lifetime of sort of experiencing food, you know, and just like anything.
Oh, here's Colin again in an exciting report from hard-hitting local news programme Focus.
But there was controversy after one of those séances when somebody unexpectedly turned the lights on.
Colin Fry was meant to be communicating with the dead while bound to his chair, but instead an invited audience saw that he was in fact standing up, holding a séance trumpet which they thought was suspended in the air by spiritual energy. Afterwards, he said that while in a deep trance, his body had been possessed by a mischievous spirit.
Yeah, those mischievous spirits are everywhere. Look, here's one making someone deface a picture of Colin. Oh, you mischievous spirit. Anyway, back to the tension and intrigue of Psychic Private Eyes, in which Colin and co probed the tragic case of the girl who disappeared many years ago. Her body was never found, but this poor woman has been tortured by the belief her own father might have had something to do with it. Now, before we proceed, let's get something straight here. I have nothing but sympathy for this woman, or, in fact, for anyone so hurt by the pain of bereavement that they're prepared to believe there might be something in this psychic malarkey. The punters aren't stupid, they're just vulnerable.
I'm told to talk about scars.
Well, not much of a reaction there. Better widen the net a bit.
Both physical and emotional.
This seems like an opportune moment to have a quick chat with mind-reading magician Ian Rowland, who's an expert on something called cold reading.
Cold reading is the art of talking to someone so that you sound like you know a lot more than you really do. It's great when you're giving a supposedly psychic reading to actually be able to get information back from the person you're giving the reading to, and then kind of massage what you just said as if you got something right when you didn't. In this particular case, there's a clear statement that it's a railway ticket.
There's some importance to a one-way railway ticket.
It's not meaningful to me, I don't think.
I'm not going to forget it. I'm going to put it on hold for a moment.
And later on, that's corrected. No, it was actually a bus ticket.
I was taken on a one-way journey.
A one-way journey, not a train. Not a train, a bus.
It was a bus ticket.
It was a bus ticket.
And the fact that there was actually a fact wrong there, train, not bus, is just forgotten. That's left to one side, and you just carry on focusing on the bit you got right. It was a one-way journey.
I was taken on a one-way journey.
Yep.
Well, we know she didn't come back, so I don't think that's particularly profound or impressive. Very good technique, though.
Thank you so much for being so brave.
Yes, thank you. And now, a quick tune on the trumpet. Once Colin's done his reading, it's time for the others to flex their paranormal muscles. First, Tony, played here by Fat Frank Spencer, tries to dig some extra clues out from a bit of old bottle.
If the object was connected to Moira, he will pick up on energy trails embedded within.
I think holding a hand up to your head helps the energy trails go into your brain or something.
His family's still alive. His family is still living on the Earth.
Oh, on the Earth, are they? Oh, there's some f***ing insight.
As if that isn't enough, TJ decides to dredge up further evidence by psychically reenacting the lost child's supposed last moments.
I can smell him on her. And she's so cold, her hands are absolutely freezing. But I could just
TJ Higgs there, psychically reimagining the murder of a child for entertainment. Incredibly, the psychics aren't done yet, because Colin's going to use his magic powers to find where the body's buried.
I certainly feel as though there is at least one child's body concealed here, but I don't sense her.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. A couple of dead kids around here, but not the one I'm looking for, so it. Soon Colin deduces the body is buried beneath someone else's coffin in a local cemetery. And, of course, you can't prove otherwise without digging up the entire graveyard, which isn't very likely to happen. How revolting and irresponsible you find it, I suppose, depends ultimately on how plausible you find psychics in general, whether or not you think they've earned the right to blow their own trumpet. Yeah, Colin?
For this programme, I asked internet animator David Firth of FatPie.com to come up with an animation for us. He did this.
TV is shit, unless you have a text dramatizer, a wicked new device that downloads textures from the shows you're watching and pumps them directly to your fingertips for the maximum TV experience.
It feels like there's soil on my fingertips.
It's actually just code. How are they doing?
No complaints yet.
You have one new complaint.
I'd like to complain that when I was watching Inspector Morse, the grass texture felt more like asparagus.
Well, I can't help you now. I've just plunged our TV station 2 miles beneath the sea to help our producers come up with exciting new ideas. How about a docu-comedy sitcom soap about welders and welding?
Could we make that waders instead? You know, them boots that you wear?
I like waders. Let's do it. Back at the pond, Terry's run into a little bit of trouble with a local wasp.
Bloody hell, there's wasp in waders. That is so funny.
Then why don't you fucking laugh? If it's that fucking funny, then start laughing.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far